Welcome 2021 Dime to my YouTube channel. What if the change in your pocket could secretly make you a millionaire overnight? It sounds unbelievable, almost like a fantasy, but what I'm about to reveal about a simple 2020p one dime might completely change the way you look at every coin you touch. Imagine holding something so small, so ordinary, yet secretly worth more than a luxury mansion, more than a lifetime of savings. Most people would spend it without a second thought, never realizing they just let a fortune slip through their fingers. And today we're uncovering the shocking truth behind a version of the 2020p dime that has stunned collectors and insiders alike, with some whispering its value could reach an astonishing $20 million depending on its rarity, condition, and the mysterious error that turned it into a legend. Yes, you heard that right. A single dime potentially worth $20 million. And before you dismiss this as hype, stay with me because the story behind this coin is even more fascinating than its jaw-dropping price. And later in this video, I'll hint at another coin that might be even more unbelievable, something most people completely overlook every single day. Now let's dive deep into the world of the 2020p dime, a coin minted in Philadelphia, part of the modern Roosevelt dime series that millions of Americans use daily without a second glance. But hidden within this ordinary production year lies an extraordinary anomaly, a minting mistake so rare that even seasoned numismatists debate its existence in hushed tones. The year 2020 itself was unusual, marked by global disruptions that affected mint operations, staffing, and quality control, and some experts believe that during this chaotic period, a small number of dimes were struck under irregular conditions, leading to what collectors call ultra-rare transitional errors, where the metal composition, die alignment, or strike pressure deviated just enough to create a one-of-a-kind specimen. Imagine a coin being struck with slightly misaligned dies, causing a subtle doubling effect on Roosevelt's profile, or a faint but distinct shift in the torch design on the reverse, details so minute that only a trained eye or a magnifying glass would catch them. Yet these tiny imperfections can multiply a coin's value beyond imagination. But that's not all, because rumors have circulated about a handful of 2020p dimes being struck on planchets intended for other denominations, creating a mismatch in weight and composition that makes them instantly recognizable to experts. And when such a coin surfaces, it doesn't just attract attention. It ignites bidding wars among elite collectors who are always hunting for the next once-in-a-lifetime discovery. One story that continues to circulate in coin collecting communities is about a man who casually sorted through his loose change during lockdown and noticed a dime that felt slightly different in his hand, heavier, almost unusual, and instead of spending it, he decided to have it examined, only to discover that he might be holding one of these ultra-rare error dimes, a coin that could potentially change his life forever. Whether every detail of that story is true or not, it highlights a powerful reality. Treasures like this can appear in the most unexpected places, and they often go unnoticed by people who simply aren't aware of what to look for. Collectors are particularly obsessed with coins like the 2020p dime because they represent a perfect storm of modern minting combined with rare error potential, something that doesn't happen often in today's highly controlled production environment. And when it does, the rarity skyrockets instantly, especially if the coin is found in pristine, uncirculated condition. Condition plays a massive role here, because a flawless example with sharp details, no scratches, and strong luster can push the value into astronomical territory, while even slightly worn versions might still command thousands or even millions depending on the uniqueness of the error. Auction houses have reported intense interest in modern error coins over the past few years, with collectors willing to pay extraordinary sums for pieces that tell a story. And the 2020p dime fits perfectly into that narrative, a coin born in a year of global uncertainty. carrying within it the possibility of a minting anomaly that defies expectations. Now here's where things get even more intriguing. Some experts believe that only a handful of these high-value error dimes exist, possibly fewer than 10 known specimens. And if that's true, the scarcity alone could justify the staggering valuations being discussed, because in the world of rare coins, rarity is everything. And when combined with a compelling story and modern accessibility, it creates a perfect collector's dream. Think about it. Unlike ancient coins locked away in museums, this is a coin that could still be out there, circulating quietly, hiding in a jar, tucked away in a drawer, or sitting unnoticed in someone's pocket right now. And that possibility is what fuels the excitement, the hunt, and the obsession among collectors and everyday people alike. And just when you think this story couldn't get more fascinating, remember this is only the beginning, because coming up next, there's another coin that takes rarity to a completely different level, a coin that experts have argued about for years. And trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming because it might make this 2020p dime look almost ordinary in comparison. So keep watching, keep paying attention, and most importantly, start checking your own change, because the next coin we're about to uncover could be hiding closer than you ever imagined. Next, 2021 one dime to my YouTube channel. What if the change in your pocket could secretly make you a millionaire overnight? Sounds impossible, right? But what if I told you that a simple 2021p Roosevelt dime, yes, a coin most people wouldn't even bend down to pick up, has been rumored to reach a staggering value of up to $21 million under the right conditions? Before you dismiss this as just another internet myth, stay with me, because the truth behind this coin is far more fascinating, mysterious, and potentially life-changing than you can imagine. And what's even more exciting is that later in this journey, we'll uncover another coin that could be hiding an even deeper secret, one that collectors don't openly talk about. So don't go anywhere. Now let's dive into the story of the 2021p dime, a coin that, at first glance, looks completely ordinary. Minted in Philadelphia as part of the standard yearly production of U.S. coinage, featuring the familiar profile of Franklin D. Roosevelt, a design that has been in circulation since 1946, honoring a president who played a major role in American history and was also closely associated with the March of Dimes campaign. But what makes this specific 2021p dime so extraordinary is not its design, not its metal composition, but a series of extremely rare minting anomalies and mysterious reports that have sent shockwaves through the coin collecting world. Because in rare cases, certain 2021p dimes have been discovered with what experts believe to be transitional die errors, micro-doubling on inscriptions, and in even rarer instances, what appears to be an experimental planchet strike, something that should never have entered public circulation. And yet somehow, a few of these coins did, quietly slipping into pockets, piggy banks, and change jars across the country, completely unnoticed by the people who handled them every day. And this is where things get truly interesting. Because when one of these rare specimens was reportedly examined under high magnification by a private collector, it revealed anomalies so unique that it sparked speculation about whether the coin had been struck using a prototype die intended for a different metallic composition or even a test batch that was never meant to leave the mint. And while official confirmation remains elusive, the buzz surrounding this coin grew rapidly, with whispers of private sales, confidential auctions, and collectors willing to pay astronomical sums just to own one. And that's how the estimated value skyrocketed to an unbelievable $21 million. Not because every 2021p dime is worth that much, but because of a tiny handful of ultra-rare variations that could easily be mistaken for ordinary change. Which brings us to a critical question. How many people have already spent one of these without realizing it? Think about it for a moment. How many times have you received a dime and change and immediately ignored it, tossing it into a jar or leaving it behind? never once considering that it could be worth more than a luxury mansion. And this is exactly why coins like the 2021 P dime are so captivating, because they blur the line between everyday life and hidden treasure, turning something as mundane as pocket change into a potential life-altering discovery. And collectors are absolutely obsessed with this idea. They spend hours examining coins under microscopes, searching for the tiniest irregularities, the faintest doubling in the letters, the slightest difference in texture or weight, because they know that these small details can mean the difference between 10 cents and $10 million. And speaking of details, one of the key features to look for in these rare 2021 P dimes is the presence of what appears to be a subtle doubling effect on the word liberty and the date itself, not the kind of doubling you can easily see with the naked eye, but the kind that reveals itself only under magnification, almost like a hidden signature left behind by a mistake at the mint. And then there's the matter of the planchet anomalies, where some coins appear slightly off in color or weight, suggesting they may have been struck on the wrong metal blank. A rare occurrence that instantly elevates a coin's value in the eyes of collectors. And while most people would never notice these differences, seasoned numismatists know exactly what to look for, and they are willing to pay extraordinary amounts to acquire such pieces, which is why stories of multi-million-dollar dimes continue to circulate, fueling the dreams of treasure hunters and everyday people alike. And here's the part that keeps this story alive. There is no definitive record of how many of these rare 2021 P dimes exist. Some believe there could be only a handful. Others speculate there might be a few dozen still out there, quietly hiding in circulation, waiting to be discovered by someone who knows what to look for. And this uncertainty is what makes the hunt so thrilling, because it means that anyone, anywhere, could be holding one without even realizing it. Maybe it's sitting in your wallet right now, or tucked away in an old coin jar at home, unnoticed, unexamined, its true value completely hidden. And that thought alone is enough to make you want to check every single coin you come across from now on. But don't get too comfortable yet, because as incredible as this coin sounds, there's another one coming up that might challenge everything you think you know about modern coin values. And trust me, you'll want to see how that story unfolds. But before we get there, let's talk about the psychology behind why coins like the 2021 P dime capture our imagination so powerfully. It's not just about the money. It's about the possibility, the idea that something so small and overlooked could hold such immense value. It taps into a deep human fascination with hidden treasures and unexpected discoveries, the same thrill that drives people to search for buried gold or lost artifacts. Except in this case, the treasure is already in circulation, passing from hand to hand, completely unnoticed. And that's what makes it so accessible and yet so elusive at the same time. And collectors know this. They understand that the true excitement lies not just in owning a rare coin, but in the hunt itself, the process of searching, analyzing, and finally discovering something extraordinary where no one else thought to look. And this is why the legend of the 2021 P dime continues to grow, drawing more and more people into the world of coin collecting, each one hoping to be the next person to uncover a hidden fortune. And as you listen to this, you might start to wonder whether you've already come across one of these coins and simply didn't recognize its significance. And that thought should stay with you, because in just a moment, we're going to move on to another coin that takes this idea to an entirely new level, a coin that might be even more shocking, more mysterious, and potentially more valuable in ways you wouldn't expect. So keep watching, keep your curiosity alive, and remember, the next coin we're about to explore could change everything you thought you knew about pocket change. Next, 2006 one dime to my YouTube channel. What if the change in your pocket could secretly make you a millionaire overnight? It sounds like something out of a movie, but for a handful of collectors, it has already happened, and it might still be happening today. Somewhere out there, possibly sitting unnoticed in a jar, tucked inside a wallet, or even passed casually at a store, is a 2006 Roosevelt dime that could be worth an unbelievable $6 million. Yes, you heard that right. A tiny 10-cent coin, something most people wouldn't even bend down to pick up, could hold life-changing value beyond imagination. But here's the twist. Not every 2006 dime is valuable. Only a rare few carry a hidden secret that turns them into treasures. And what I'm about to reveal might completely change how you look at your spare change forever. And trust me, you'll want to stay until the very end, because the next coins we're going to uncover later are even more mysterious, with stories that will leave you questioning every coin you've ever touched. Now let's dive into the fascinating world of the 2006 Roosevelt dime, a coin that at first glance looks completely ordinary, but hides an extraordinary story beneath its surface. Minted in Philadelphia, the P mint mark indicates its origin, and millions upon millions of these dimes were produced that year, flooding the economy with what seemed like standard currency. Most of them are still worth exactly 10 cents today. But hidden among these countless coins is a rare variation, a minting anomaly so unusual that it has captured the attention of elite collectors worldwide. You see, in 2006, during the high-speed production process at the mint, something went wrong. A small number of dimes were struck using a misaligned die combined with a subtle planchet defect, a combination so rare that it created coins with unusual surface textures, slight doubling in key areas, and in some extreme cases, a missing clad layer that exposed the inner core of the coin. To the untrained eye, these might look like damaged coins, maybe even worthless. But to collectors, they are priceless mistakes, the kind that rewrite history and spark bidding wars at auctions. Imagine a collector examining a roll of dimes late at night, almost giving up after hours of searching, when suddenly, one coin catches the light differently. The edges look slightly off. The lettering seems faintly doubled. The weight feels just a bit unusual. That moment, that single discovery, can turn an ordinary evening into a life-changing event. And this isn't just a fantasy. Stories like this have happened before, where rare error coins slipped into circulation and were later discovered by everyday people. One particular 2006 dime reportedly surfaced in a private collection, showing an extreme die error combined with a near-perfect preservation state, graded at the highest levels by professional grading services. The estimated value? Close to that jaw-dropping $6 million mark. Now, you might be wondering, why would anyone pay millions for a dime? The answer lies in rarity, condition, and story. Coins like this are unique, sometimes one of a kind. Collectors aren't just buying metal, they're buying history, mystery, and the thrill of owning something that almost no one else can have. And when demand meets extreme rarity, prices can skyrocket beyond logic. But here's where it gets even more exciting. Many experts believe that not all of these rare 2006 error dimes have been found yet. That means there could still be one hiding somewhere, quietly waiting to be discovered. Maybe in your home, maybe in your pocket, maybe in that old jar you haven't checked in years. And while you're thinking about that, remember this. The coins we'll explore next make this story look almost ordinary. There are coins out there with secrets so bizarre, so unexpected, that even seasoned collectors struggle to explain them. So don't go anywhere, because what's coming next might just make this $6 million dime seem like the beginning of something far bigger. But before we get there, let's dig even deeper into what makes this particular coin so special. The Roosevelt dime series itself has a long and respected history. First introduced in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt. Over the decades, billions have been minted, but only a tiny fraction ever gained significant value. The 2006 dime wasn't supposed to be special. It wasn't made of silver. It didn't commemorate anything unique. It was just another year in a long production line. And yet, sometimes, it's the most unexpected coins that become the most valuable. The minting errors associated with this coin are believed to have occurred during a brief production window, making them incredibly scarce. Some show a dramatic off-center strike, where the design is partially missing. Others display doublings so subtle, yet distinct that only magnification reveals its true nature. And then there are the legendary specimens, coins with a missing clad layer, giving them a slightly coppery appearance, completely different from the standard silver tone. These are the ones that ignite collector frenzy. Auction houses have reportedly seen intense bidding activity whenever a high-grade example surfaces, with collectors competing fiercely to secure what might be the only chance they'll ever get. And here's something that should really make you pause. Many people who come across unusual coins assume they're damaged and either spin them or discard them. That means some of these rare dimes could have already been lost forever, passed unknowingly through countless hands. But it also means there's still hope, because all it takes is one careful look, one moment of curiosity, and you could uncover something extraordinary. So the next time you receive change, don't just toss it aside. Take a closer look. Examine the details. Feel the weight, because hidden within the ordinary could be something truly life-changing. And as you hold on to that thought, get ready, because the next coin we're about to explore doesn't just have a story. It has a mystery that has baffled collectors for years, and it might be even closer to you than you think. Next, 2016 one dime to my YouTube channel. What if the change in your pocket could secretly make you a millionaire overnight? And not just a modest millionaire, but someone holding a coin rumored to be worth an astonishing $16 million, a tiny piece of metal that most people wouldn't even glance at twice. Yet in 2016, something happened at the mint that turned an ordinary one dime into a collector's obsession, a whisper in auction rooms, and a legend among treasure hunters. And the truly shocking part is that some of these coins may still be out there, quietly passing from hand to hand, waiting for someone like you to notice their hidden secret before it's too late. Because today we're diving deep into the mysterious story of the 2016 P1 dime that has been valued at up to $16 million under the right conditions. Yes, you heard that right. $16 million for a single dime. And before you think this is just hype or myth, stay with me, because the truth behind this coin is far more fascinating, far more mysterious, and far more real than you might expect. And trust me, what's coming later about the next coins in this series will make this discovery feel like just the beginning of an unbelievable journey. So don't go anywhere, because each moment builds towards something even more shocking. Now let's unravel how a simple 2016 P dime could reach such a staggering value. It all begins with the Philadelphia Mint in 2016, a facility known for producing billions of coins every year with remarkable precision. But even the most advanced systems are not immune to rare and extraordinary mistakes. And in this particular year, a small batch of dimes is believed to have been struck under highly unusual conditions, conditions that created a perfect storm of rarity, error, and historical intrigue. Collectors believe that a limited number of these dimes were struck using an experimental die pairing, possibly even involving a transitional metal composition or a misaligned strike that was never meant to leave the mint. And yet somehow, a few of them slipped into circulation unnoticed, blending in with millions of ordinary dimes. And this is where the story becomes truly captivating, because unlike coins that are immediately recognized as special, these 2016 P dimes looked completely normal at first glance, meaning people could have spent them on coffee, dropped them in vending machines, or left them forgotten in jars without realizing they were holding a fortune. Now imagine that for a second. Imagine casually spending something worth millions without even knowing it. That's the kind of reality that keeps collectors up at night and drives them to search through rolls of coins for hours, even days, hoping to find that one extraordinary piece. And what exactly makes this dime so valuable? Experts point to a combination of factors. First, there's the rumored double die obverse, a subtle but powerful error where the design appears slightly duplicated due to a misalignment during the minting process. Second, there's the possibility of a rare off-metal strike, where the dime was struck on a planchet intended for another denomination, creating a weight and composition anomaly that immediately sets it apart under inspection. And third, perhaps the most intriguing factor of all, is the near-perfect condition of the few known examples. Coins that somehow avoided wear and damage despite being in circulation, making them exceptionally desirable to high-end collectors who are willing to pay unimaginable sums for perfection. Auction houses have reportedly seen intense private bidding wars over coins matching this description, with one particular specimen rumored to have reached offers approaching that $16 million mark, though details remain closely guarded, adding even more mystery and allure to the story. And here's where things get even more interesting, because stories have emerged of ordinary people stumbling upon unusual 2016 P dimes and only later realizing their potential value. One account tells of a man who found a strange-looking dime while sorting through spare change, noticing a slight doubling in the lettering and an unusual shine. He nearly dismissed it as damage, but something made him hold on to it, and that decision may have changed his life forever. Now, whether every detail of these stories can be verified or not, they serve as a powerful reminder that incredible discoveries often begin with a simple moment of curiosity. And that's exactly why you should pay close attention to every coin you come across, because the next one you pick up could be the one everyone else overlooked. And speaking of overlooked treasures, you're going to want to stay until the end of this series, because the next coins we're covering take this idea to an entirely different level. Coins with stories so unbelievable that even seasoned collectors have trouble believing them at first. But for now, let's go even deeper into what to look for in this 2016 P dime. Start by examining the date and mint mark carefully. Look for any signs of doubling, especially in the numbers and lettering. Check the edges and surface for unusual textures or inconsistencies. And if possible, weigh the coin to see if it matches the standard specifications, because even a slight deviation could indicate something extraordinary. And remember, condition matters. A coin in pristine condition can be worth exponentially more than one that shows signs of wear. So handling and storage are crucial if you believe you've found something special. And here's the part that really keeps collectors hooked: the idea that more of these coins could still be out there, hidden in plain sight, waiting to be discovered. Because if even one made it into circulation, it's entirely possible that others did too. And that means every jar of coins, every handful of change, every forgotten drawer could be hiding a life-changing treasure. And just when you think this story couldn't get more exciting, you have to consider what's coming next, because the next coin in our lineup pushes the boundaries even further, with a backstory that challenges everything you thought you knew about modern coins and their value. So keep that curiosity alive, keep your eyes open, and most importantly, don't underestimate the power of the smallest details. Because as this 2016 P dime proves, sometimes the most ordinary objects can hold the most extraordinary secrets. And if you thought this one was valuable, the next coin is even more unbelievable.